Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Upton Farm. So, let's get up to speed. And I am feeling much better, by the way. Thank you for kind of bearing with me while I was taking all that NyQuil. I listened to a couple of the previous episodes. Wow, that's the stuff. Right, so the JCB that we were just looking at is parked right here by Field 34. I'm going to go ahead and cultivate Field 34. I'm going to get the JCB started on a worker cultivating Field 34. Then we're going to go hop in the T6, I believe. We're going to throw FERT on Field 32, and then we're going to go hop in the T7 and probably seed canola down here in Field 27 or Field 28. Haven't decided yet. That's where we're at. So we'll get this gate open, and then we'll get the JCB on a worker. So yeah, I don't get sick too often, but when I do, I get pretty sick. And it wasn't particularly bad. I mean, didn't feel like I was dying or anything, but just my voice. I lost my voice. Not completely, but close enough. But the show must go on, yo. So it did. Right. This is field. Oh, I just looked at it and I forgot already. Field 34, right. So Field 34, and we are going to be doing field work. Is that right? Field work. Field 34. Start from here. 2 headlands. After. Right? Make yourself a course. Speeds are set. It's a little bit fast. Slow that down. And we'll slow that down. And where's our start point? There's our end point. Give me a start point. There it is. So yeah, going to do a farm sim vid today, Upton, and then I'm going to do a Euro truck video, and then it's a Friday. I'm going to start my weekend. I got some great news just a little while ago. That's really done a lot to make my weekend better. So, fixing to get the weekend started. Right. Turn that off. Turn those off. Go back here. Start course at first waypoint, right there. Stop when you're done. And as always, we will hang back here and make sure everything's running smoothly. I'm loving this little JCB. Now I believe this just updated. This is the Bone Crusher. The Bone Crusher JCB 30. Well, I can't say it's a 3200 or a 3000. It's like a 3XXX. It's anything in the 3000 series. But I believe this is the Bone Crusher. And see, this is the reason that I don't like to get real specific about mods. It's why I encourage people to do the research and find their own mods. It's because there's so many modified mods, borrowed mods, stolen mods, tribute mods. It's just crazy. The best place to start is the Giants Mod Hub. That's obviously the most legit. And from there, well, I don't even want to name any sites. Do the research, track down your own mods. But as far as I know, this is the Bone Crusher JCB, and it's a fantastic mod. It's got just the right amount of junk on it. Right? It's got that sensor bar on the roof. It's got. No, I turned the wrong way. Moment. It's got the little hand washing bottle there. No, it's a fire extinguisher. You can also put the little Hardy hand washer bottle there. Just little details like that. I like those kinds of things. I don't like, 3 light bars stacked one on top of each other and air horns all over. That's not, I've never seen a tractor like that. I don't like things that are bolted on to a mod just for no reason, just clutter for clutter's sake. But I think this is a fantastic mod. Love it. Right. Let's get to work. Enough lollygagging. So we'll hop in the T6. We'll throw some fert on that field, and then we'll bring the T6 over here and tee it up. How do we get out of here? Ah, yes, yes, of course. There it is. So then we'll bring the T6 over here. Now it's 4:30. 4:30 in the autumn. It's going to get dark soon. I don't know. I might try to finish everything on this side of the map before we close down for today. Not for the episode, but I mean, you know what I mean, for the day. And then take everything back to the farm and park it up. This late in the season, I probably wouldn't leave equipment parked out in the field, parked off the farm. Reason being, the weather is a little bit more unpredictable in the fall. And you don't know when it's going to rain or even conceivably snow a little bit or have a frost or whatever. So during the summer, during harvest, I don't have a problem leaving equipment out because we're finishing at midnight and we might be up working again at 4 a.m. But it's almost guaranteed that we'll be up working again at 4 a.m. In the autumn, in the winter, not so much. It's getting ready to kind of close down for the year, and we'll be doing more work on the farm. So I guess that's a long-winded way of saying I don't know if I want to leave this equipment out or not. I don't know if I want to try to finish this side of the map today, because I don't want to drive everything over and then drive it back. So we'll see. But we'll definitely get this field fertilized. We'll get field 34 cultivated, and probably get field 27, at least field 27, maybe field 27 and 28. We'll get them drilled. Probably. And I got to figure out what I want to do about, we put in canola in field 24. We drilled canola. Our winter canola we drilled in field 24. Trying to think what else we want to do. Just all canola. I'm skittish about soybeans. I mean, we put in 3 fields of soybeans, and I'm not blaming seasons. I'm not blaming the map. I'm not blaming anything. It could be any number of things. Could just be me. Could be I made a mistake. But we planted 3 fields of soybeans, and we got 0. 0 tons of soybean yield. So I'm a little bit skittish about planting soybeans again. Maybe 1 field, kind of a smallish field. And at that point, it's like we're not even looking to make any money from it. We're just testing whether or not we can even make soybeans grow on this map. I'm confident we can. I feel like I have before. But, yeah, I'll just get this little bit and then we'll call it. I know I missed some spots over there, but my overlap is generally so terrible that I don't want to overlap any more than I have to. Right. So we'll take this over, park it by field 34. So he's all teed up. And then run down to the T7 and drill a field. And when I was looking at the mini map, when we were out in the menu map earlier, it looked like one field down there was cultivated, one was not. It looked like 27 was cultivated, but 28 was not. And I don't know if that is just the way the mini map is set up or if that's for real. We'll find out when we get down there. Right. Engine off, brake on, and we'll drop the, I said we'll drop the hopper so it's not resting on the hydraulics. Right. Jumping fences, running through fields. Let's get over here. And yeah, if you look at the mini map right now, 27 and 28, one of them is showing a crop texture and one of them is not. Why are we running over here? Here we go. Where am I going? What? Moment. There we go. I'll get there. Man, we are taking the long way. No teleport, huh? Right. So this field has been turned. Looks like this field has also been turned. Okay. Well, that's a decent looking texture up close. That's base game. Well, I take that back. I don't know if that's base game. It could be something the map maker added, but I'm not running any texture mods other than what comes with the map. In this case, Upton. Right. So we put soybeans in. I do that all the time. I hit the wrong button and then I can't zoom. There we go. We put soybeans in field 24. You just want to do all soybeans on this side of the map? Does that make sense? And then we can do some other things over here. Because we own field 48 now. It's not grass, is it? Yep, it's a grass field. Okay, forget that. We accidentally bought field 48. So then we could do... We have these three. Let's do canola here. Canola in these four. Maybe soybeans in these three. Just to risk it. Okay. So canola it is. And let me just double check. Because we put in one canola field so far. Let me just confirm that we can drill canola this time of year. That absolutely says we can. If it doesn't grow, we're going to refer back to this episode. Right. As far as I know, I filled this thing. Yep, it's full. So we're going to switch this to canola. And I guess technically we would have started the engine before we lifted that, so we're not beating up the batteries trying to run hydraulic pumps. In fact, I don't think we'll need proceed, but, well, it's on now either way. But I do want to use GPS. Just try to make it pretty. Right. We'll throw some lights on because it's getting a little dark. And here we go. Still don't have a definite answer on whether it's ever okay to drive on a field that's been seeded. Try to do it as little as possible, but I understand from time to time it might be necessary. sorry. I just realized how quiet I got. Yeah, just concentrating a little bit. You know how I do. And I think... Alright. So over here. Yep. I've looked online and I've not been able to find any videos on, well, I take that back. I've been able to find a lot of videos on how to drill a field, but they're all different. And I guess it's different per crop, it's different per region, it's just, everybody's got their own way of doing it, but, and I mean in real life, I don't mean in farm sim. It's like there are a lot of different ways to drill a field. And then even for the same crop in the same region, you know, one farmer says do it this way, and another farmer says no. Where I'm from, we do it this way. So I don't just, I mean, I try to have like a method. I don't just want to, you know, willy-nilly. I want to try to be a legit fake farmer, but yeah, man, I don't know what the real deal is, or if there even is one, or if you just kind of make it up as you go. I know this GPS stuff is next level, and the way that these drills now can cut rows, they can like selectively turn off a row and do all these like different things as the tractor is being controlled by the GPS. It's amazing, man. Technology. And I'm wondering, I imagine we'll see it in my lifetime. If we'll see, you know, fully autonomous tractor go to a fully autonomous warehouse to get loaded with seed or with fertilizer, you know, electric, maybe full electric. In the morning, it undocks itself from its charging station and goes to an autonomous warehouse to have a robot fill it with seed or fill it with fertilizer, and then it drives itself to a field and runs a GPS program and seeds that field. And that, yeah, I read a lot of science fiction when I was a kid. I really like science fiction, and the thing about science fiction is it's always, well, not always. I try not to use absolutes and superlatives, but science fiction is very often talking about a future where technology has solved all our problems. But there's another, I guess, branch or aspect of science fiction. It's a little darker, a little more dystopian, and it recognizes that things like solving all our problems is sort of what we do as human beings. Like, that's how we stay busy. And if you know, the dream, like if you go back to the 1930s and 1940s, the dream was that technology would take all the drudgery out of life. Well, in the 1930s and 1940s, there was a lot of drudgery in life. But now there's really not, you know. There's still some, and there's still plenty of people in the world working very, very, very hard. But it's not the way it was. You know, it's not the way it was in the 1930s. So when I think about things like a fully autonomous farm controlled by, you know, GPS and, you know, sensors in the ground and AI and everything else, I think, well, you know, when that's, like if we have driverless trucks, that's obviously what Tesla is after, that there would be driverless trucks that would deliver things. You know, they don't have accidents, they don't take breaks, they don't make mistakes, they don't go to the wrong warehouse. So what are all the truck drivers going to do? You know, and I understand that there are bigger arguments, bigger conversations to have about that. Like what do all the saddle makers do? You know, now that people don't ride horses anymore, what do all the saddle makers do? Well, they gradually found other things to do. They started making bicycles, or they learned how to fix cars, or they, you know, whatever. What do all the tobacco farmers do now that we grow so much less tobacco in the United States? Well, they farm shrimp, or a lot of them are growing pot now, legally, farming marijuana. You know, people find other things to do. So if we go to a fully autonomous fleet of trucks, What are the truck drivers going to do? Oh, I don't know. They'll find something to do. That's what people do. But then it's like, well, what happens if we replace everybody? What's everybody going to do? And there's a serious conversation about that, because as things become more and more automated, the one thing robots can't do is they can't buy stuff because they don't get paid. So there's no, you see what I'm saying? There's no, yeah, you see what I'm saying. So I'm curious where it's all going. And I imagine we'll see, Skynet will become conscious in my lifetime. I think we'll see that. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm not happy about it, but I think people, we lock in the hubs here. See if that helps. There we go. I don't want to say people take things too seriously, but I feel like people don't have the right timeline when they think about, I don't know, everything. We live 70 years. The universe has been around for billions of years. It'll go on for billions of years after all of us are dead. It's really difficult to think about the things that are happening in your 70-year life as important compared to something that's been happening for billions of years. Which is not to say that people aren't important, or you shouldn't treat people right, or take care of yourself, or I'm not saying that nothing matters, but you got to maintain perspective and realize that everything changes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. Try to stay to the edge here. So, just barely hit the tree. I don't think we have enough seed. I know we don't have enough seed for that other field next door. So let's do this. Let's drive up to the store, because we're going to refill this drill. But what have we done this episode? We've done some power harrowing. We've done some fertilizing, and we've done some drilling. I'd say that's a pretty well-rounded episode. So let's head up here and see how we're doing on time, and I think I might call it. And then I just need to figure out what I'll do is I'll drill that other small field off camera, and then what I'll probably do is make sure the rest of the fields on this side of the map are cultivated and fertilized, and then probably later tonight, in game day, later tonight, bring everything back to the other side of the field, the other side of the map, park it all up at the farm, and get ready to accelerate time through winter. Because there's really nothing to do in the winter. There's nothing for you to watch me do. We don't have cattle. We don't have dairy cattle to take care of. Oh, that's right. We're going to fill this, so we need a little bit more room. Let's do it this way. Brake on. Lights off. Engine off. Right. And let's see how our JCB is doing. So yeah, I think this will be, it's about a half-hour episode. It's close enough. And it is getting dark. Yeah, without a dairy operation to run in the winter, there's really nothing going on in the winter on my farm. We have a little bit more grass to harvest, I guess, to fill up the clamp one more time. Okay, perfect. So this is almost done, and it also needs fuel. So, well, let's hop in for the last couple rounds. That's good timing. Okay, perfect. And we need to think about what we want to do for a dairy operation. I'm not opposed to dairy operation, and it's kind of fun on this farm. It's the way the dairy is set up. It's fun. So we can do that if you want to get some dairy cows going. We're so deep in debt right now. Where are we at? There it is. We have 360 grand, and we're going to put up probably 250 grand in silage. So we'll be able to sell that and recover a lot of that. And we own all our equipment now, remember? Oh, well, we mostly do. We sold our CR 9.90 when we realized we weren't going to have soybeans to harvest. So we will need to either buy or rent. But when we harvest all the grass that is available to us and put it up as silage, we get between 250,000 and 300,000 pounds. So if we do that once this fall, let's say we get 250, that puts us at minus 110. If we do it again in the spring, that puts us at what, plus 130, plus 140? Okay, I think we can do this, but man, even if we are plus 140, that doesn't, 140,000 pounds doesn't buy a lot of dairy cows. And we need to get a bunch of equipment if we're going to do dairy. We need to get a baler, we need to get a rake and a tedder. Okay, all right. We'll think about all this stuff. So let's finish off our little bits that we missed here. Perfect. Right. Well, at the very least, let's get this over to the store since it needs to be refueled. We'll call it. I guess we'll also have, as I'm thinking about money for next summer, I guess we'll also have wool coming in. And how many sheep do we have? Like 60? Maybe. Right. I think this is going to be the last episode for this side of the map for this day, and I don't know if I want to leave all the equipment over here. So I'll figure it out off camera, and that'll be that. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farm Simulator 2017, and we will see you next time. Take care now.